for indulging us in our last set change of the evening. The group up here at the moment is our Symphonic Band. Our Symphonic Band is primarily made up of juniors and seniors. Some of them kind of our last time playing together for some of this, if they haven't thought about that. Our first piece of the evening is called Pulse. I am kind of a fan when we can take a piece of music or a piece of artwork and relate it to something else. It is well known that Debussy and Monet traveled in the same circles in Paris at during the Impressionist era. Not so much working together ever, but certainly sharing philosophies of art and sharing philosophies of what artistic endeavor should be, and helping to define Impressionism. Pulse is a musical attempt at pointillism. Pointillism, if you don't know from art, is making up an image, taking an image and composing it of hundreds, thousands, more individual dots. And so on one level, you're seeing these individual dots, but when you step back, you see a way bigger image kind of come into place. Pulse starts with just a simple, steady pulse, and all around that, other elements build onto it. And when the elements start coming together, you get this bigger picture, and then all of a sudden the melody kind of comes out of it. And it is kind of figuratively pointillism, and literally as well, because if you look at the music, it starts just with a single dot, and that dot keeps getting repeated, and the dot moves around, and as it moves in different sections, then you get the aural sense of, oh, this is what pointillism kind of is. It's a really pretty cool piece. Our next selection is a rather important one in the world of band literature. I could and probably have already written a master's thesis on this. This piece and its counterpart, the first suite for a military band that Gustav Holst wrote, really defined what is a band. His instrumentation that he picked is what we still pretty much use today. So that alone makes this piece of music worthwhile in our literature. Without what he wrote, we probably wouldn't have band as it exists. That seems like a whole lot to put on one piece of music or two pieces of music, but it was the first time sort of in history that a real composer wrote for band. Holst wrote The Planets. He wrote all these other magnificent giant works for orchestra, and he then came down and wrote band music, which elevated what band was to more of an art form than it had been. It had just kind of been reserved for marches. So for just writing this piece, we would probably still play it. On top of that, it's just really awesome. It is based on British country music. He went out into the countryside and took British folk songs and put them into a giant suite. We leave every day humming everything from this. It's infectious. It's impossible not to. And I do also need to tell you that it has perhaps the worst page turn ever written in music. The second movement is incredibly beautiful. It is serene, it is gorgeous. We get to the end of it with this great release that's going to ring in the hall, and then we have to turn the page. So, just warning you, there's not a way around it either. We're going to totally kill you. It is in 4 movements, and it's meant to be heard as all 4 movements continuously. So there's only going to be a short pause between each one before we move on. We ask, please hold your applause to the end of the 4 movements. The ending is pretty cool too. I'll give away a little bit of the surprise. It ends with a piccolo and tuba duet, which is just kind of out there too, kind of fun. Okay, second suite. to talk about a few things. First, Mr. Sukup alluded to June 1st on our upcoming events. It is our awards breakfast for our music students. It is in the cafeteria. It is open to parents, but it is at 8 a.m. So if you can come that day and you would like to, that's awesome. You are welcome to attend. We do ask, it is a $5 donation, basically, for the breakfast. If you think you would like to come to that, please just email any of the directors so we can kind of get a head count for food services to make that happen. It is a very nice event, sort of a way to send off our seniors and to recognize all of the contributions of all the students. While we're kind of talking about contributions, we need to, hopefully things out in the audience sound different than other concerts you've been to. Along the back of our stage are some brand new sound shells. This is the second concert with them. The first was our chamber concert, which doesn't draw quite as much of an audience because it's chamber music. It's smaller, it's supposed to be smaller, but for a big group like this, having the sound shells back there makes a big difference in getting the sound out to you. So we wanted to thank the Friends of Music and the parents because those combined are a $13,000 purchase. So if you helped spearhead that, or if you donated to it, if you bought fundraising for something, thank you. It's making a huge difference to the quality of what we can put out there for you. With that, the Friends of Music are also hosting a reception in the cafeteria after this. Please join us back there. Our final piece of music is Torch of Liberty. It is a good old-fashioned American march. We move away from Britain, we come back to America for this one. Pretty much every section has some level of fun somewhere in this as it rolls along, except maybe the French horns. I know I got it, guys. Sorry. I don't know what to tell you. For the last 5-6 weeks, we've had a student teacher with us from University of Delaware, percussion major, Mr. Daniel McCormick. He is going to be conducting our final number for the night. So we'll welcome him to the stage.